So, have you ever wondered what happens when geese walk backwards? That is a good question, and one that has been asked over the centuries, and to this day, researchers, scientists, and scholars still have no complete understanding of the inner workings of this phenomenon that happens when geese walk backwards. So if you're unsure of what the plural of geese is, like geeses or gooses or geese or something, or if you're just simply curious and want to find out more about this strange phenomenon, then stay tuned, campers, because we're going to dive in and explore this mystery together.
You're listening to Penguin Thoughts. These are the thoughts that penguins are thinking when they were thinking that they were thinking about the thoughts they were thinking when they were thinking them. That is, we think.
Hey there, Bob and Nightlights. Bob here, your friendly neighborhood crazy penguin dude, with yet another baffling and mystifying mysterious mystery as to what happens when geese walk backwards. To date, I will share with you all my current research and findings into this very strange phenomenon, so you too can be in the know. My research first took me back starting in the early 1600s with a rare sect of geese monks who went about studying the phenomenon and discovered that when geese walked backwards, it affected several other animal species. One in particular, the aardvarks. The monks had noticed that during the phenomenon, when geese walked backwards, that aardvarks' nose hairs grew to unproportional lengths, sometimes as long as 4 to 5 meters in length, which obviously made life rather difficult for the aardvark and also caused extra trimming duty for the monks. Next, my research into this strange phenomenon led me to the early 1900s, where a scholar by the name of Johann Flugelmann wrote about his findings while studying the geese and noticed a very odd trend. If the geese walked backwards in any country that ended in the letter Y, like say for example the country of Turkey, then the people of that country lost the ability to call anyone named Steve by their name. Instead, the people could only call Steve by a new name, the name of Harry, and if it was only on a Thursday of that following week. Flugelmann stated in his findings that he thought this was a rather specific result. However, he died before he could confirm or reproduce his findings in any precise fashion. Next, in my study of this phenomenon, my research brought me to a more modern age, in this current century in fact, where I have discovered several effects produced by when the geese walk backwards. The effects range from minor disturbances to rather atmospheric effect on our ecosystem. Some of the minor disturbances I have discovered were found in a paper written by the International Institute of Aviary Concern. In their paper on the phenomenon, they cited several instances where there was a correlation between the geese walking backwards and new unopened bottles of Heinz ketchup. Normally, when one opens an unopened new bottle of Heinz ketchup, the ketchup is very reluctant to come out and does not flow easily. And at times, you have to have the pressure that's keeping the ketchup in the new bottle released somehow by the use of a knife in order to break the film at the very surface of the ketchup in order for it to pour out of the new bottle. Well, the research paper I found at the International Institute of Aviary Concern states that when this phenomenon happens, apparently the effect of the ketchup staying in the bottle is no longer an issue. Actually, on an unopened bottle of Heinz ketchup, now when you open the bottle, the ketchup flows freely and easily with no extra coercion needed. Also, as a footnote, in addition to this research paper, the International Institute of Aviary Concern put an additional effect that they observed. In addition to the disturbance with the Heinz ketchup bottles being affected, they have now discovered that when the phenomenon of geese walking backwards happens within a 200-mile radius of the phenomenon, indeed, all sandwiches within that 200-mile radius actually do end up having Grey Poupon on them. Now, finally, my last and most recent research into this phenomenon comes from a little old lady I found in Helsinki. She has observed that two very distinct and rather disturbing atmospheric shifts happen when geese walk backwards. The first, as she noticed, is that all the cities around the globe with long, weird names, for example, like Tallahassee, Cucamonga, and Sheboygan, just to name a few, all those cities experience the same phenomenon at the same time, which is, in each of their respective cities, they experience little mini earthquakes centered around any donut shops that are located in the city. Needless to say, that really kind of upsets most people, especially when they're trying to just drink their coffee and eat a donut. Anyway, the second observation this little old lady in Helsinki observed, which I'm not really sure I completely believe, and still holding out for actual proof on this finding. She claims, though, the atmospheric shift of geese walking backwards causes Twitter to become nice. I'm still holding out, though, because it's a very hard pill to swallow. You decide for yourself. At this point, I need to give you a word of warning. If by some chance you should decide for yourself that you would like to research this strange phenomenon, please note that this could be a rather dangerous endeavor. The footage I shot in this documentary of geese walking backwards, I did so at my own risk of peril to myself. A professional photographer by the name of Hans Gruberschlacken of Dusseldorf, Idaho, has observed that if you get too close or try to capture any part of this phenomenon of the actual geese walking backwards, and you try to capture it on any type of media, and also do so in a month that is not the month of January, the geese have been known to spontaneously combust. And just so you know, I shot this footage in this documentary in a month that was not January. So I am very lucky I got away with none of my feathers being singed. So please note, do so at your own peril. You have been warned. So there you have it, Bobbinite friends. All my current research into this rather baffling and mystifying, mysterious mystery of what happens when the phenomenon of geese walk backwards. I hope this has been as much of an eye-opening experience to you as it has been to me. And my goal here was to simply educate the masses of the dangers involved in geese walking backwards. Because no matter how cute they may look, they are not simply doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk. Instead, they are a very serious and very present, dangerous, unexplained phenomenon that we all need to be careful and aware of. So there you have it. The next time you see some geese, please, I implore you, do not simply record them, especially if it's not January. And always keep those geese in the corner of your eye, because you never can tell. You may never know if and when those geese may decide to reverse course on you and walk backwards. And as always, I'm the crazy little penguin named WhataboutBob, and I'm out the window because the door has exploded. Apparently some geese or gooses were disguised as a vacuum door-to-door salesman, and they just walked backwards right up to my door and it exploded. But don't worry, I'm okay. Later, peeps.